Let's go on a hike. Let's go to the mountaintops. Let's go see the mountains show off. Let's go see where angels learn to fly. Let's go on a hike.
Fancy Pants and the Monkey Crew. I think it's day 122. It could be 123. I'll have to correct it in the video because I'm not 100% sure. I'm standing here on the other side of the Nolichucky River. We just got dropped off by Steve from Unaka Shuttles, and we are going to continue our hike onward today. We have 12 miles to do to a place called Beauty Spot Gap, and then tomorrow will be an interesting section because we'll have to encounter the Iron Mountain detour. So I'll talk more about that later. But anyways, I'm going to turn the camera around. So what you see right there is what remains of the Chestoa Bridge that went over the Nolichucky River. I'm going to try to zoom in so you can see it. It's much more visible from this side of the road. And anyways, just amazing. That entire piece of bridge was just completely washed away. And you can see remains on the other side as well. And that little blue thing right there across the way, straight across the way, is where the ferry will shuttle hikers across the river. Most of the way across, you have to walk a certain section of it. But we opted not to do that because it would have meant getting a much later start. And there's Uncle Johnny's where we stayed for the past 2 nights. Really, really nice stay. And there is what remains of the bridge as well. So I'm going to walk on up a little bit. Hard to imagine, but it happened. And here we are up where the bridge used to go straight across, and you can see yeah, just kind of, it's mind-boggling. It really is. Anyway, it's time for me to get hiking. Four Squares and Square Tail have already gone on up ahead, and we will meet up likely at the end of the day at the campsite at Beauty Spot Gap. So, oops. And there's that white blaze that we know and love so well. Looking forward to hiking today. Anyways, check in later on down the trail. Oop. Little shaky. I wasn't paying attention to where my camera was pointed. Fancy Pants and the Monkeys checking in. Mid-morning check-in. It's 10:30. Been on trail for 8:30, about 2 hours, 45 minutes or so. Moving really slow today, which so often happens after a 0 day. It's hard to get back into the groove sometime and get really up and going. Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around, just talk for a minute. So I've only gone a little over 3 miles, which is an indication of how slow I'm moving today. It did rain for a little while. I had to get my umbrella out, But luckily, it didn't last too long, and there is blue sky up above, so I have every reason to believe that the weather will clear up as the day goes on, hopefully. Seeing all kinds of mountain laurels today. There's pink ones and white ones. These are some pink ones coming up right here. Really pretty. The flowers on them are just gorgeous. See if I can zoom in a little bit. Laurels. Very pretty. And next time I come across some white ones, I just passed a bunch. I'll zoom in on those so you can see them. And here are some white ones. You can see the blooms are still really similar, just not quite as much color to them. But one of my favorite blooming species that I like to see in the woods. Anywho, I walked backwards a little bit just to show you guys that. Moving on, I'm hoping to be able to pick up the pace between now and noontime. Knock off maybe 3 miles or so, which would be good. Be at least halfway done by the time midday rolls around. Anywho, that's about it for now. Check in later. Fancy Pants here with a trail update. So I had stepped off trail to dig a cat hole, and in the process of doing so, I happened to notice that there were some rhododendrons that were blooming, the dark pink ones, and this is the first time I've seen them, so they're starting to pop. I think in the next couple days I'm going to see more and more. I'll turn the camera around. So there you have it. I'm going to walk up to another one. Some of them are just starting to come out. I don't know if I've ever seen them before in bloom. So neat. And there's another tree down by where I did my business that had several buds on it. I'm going to see if I can zoom in and try to capture it a little bit. So you can see some of the purple. A little bit hard to see through the trees, but here's one that's a little bit clearer. So pretty exciting. Kind of makes the meh kind of day I'm having a little bit better. Anyway, yeah, I mean, everything's okay today. It's just, I've said before, some days it feels more like a chore, and today's one of those days. Coming off zeros sometimes is hard, and hey, it is what it is. It sounds like I'm moaning and complaining, and I shouldn't be, so I need to try to wrap my brain around it and get some positivity back into my day. It'll be late by the time I get in because I still got like 7 miles to go, I think. Maybe 6, I'm not sure. Either way, it's still a lot. So this section of trail is right before Indian Grave Gap. Thank you, trail maintainers, for all your hard work so that we can walk the trail from Georgia to Maine. All right. We should be heading into the gap any minute. Check in later. Fancy Pants and the crew. It is a little after 4 o'clock, about 3 miles out from the campsite, but we have a big climb up Beauty Spot, which is a bald, similar to Bald Mountain and Max Patch. I think so. I don't know. Yeah. I'm kind of tired, I'm hot, but I'm doing okay. I'm feeling a little bit better than I did at the earlier check-in. I think knowing that it's almost the end of the day is kind of helping me a little bit. Check in when we get to Beauty Spot.